Hey everybody, this is Jeff here, just bringing a quick video update, and I do say quick even though this is a big gap between the last video and now, on the progress of the Polar Lights Round 2 1350 USS Enterprise NCC-1701 refit. Oh, that's a lot to say. But anyway, as you can see, this is a large step up from where we were before, and there is a very good reason for that. And the point being is that my laptop fracked up on me. Yes, it has become that, ever-present thing that we hate because it just doesn't want to cooperate, and it contained the other videos that I shot and recorded on this model prior to this. So there are other steps, and I do break into it again. I get them copied off. It was everything else, my music included. Get it back on the old school desktop. Dell, by the way, it's never broken down once, ever. That's what I'm sticking with from now on. I get that back, and I shall post the other videos, but for right now I'm sticking with this one, so at least you can see I hadn't just been sitting here on my ass all this time not working on anything. Yeah, but no, I have been working on this. Who is on the phone? They can wait. But anywho, as you can see here, like we said, work has been going on. When last you saw it, of course, the engineering hull wasn't even, all the way together. And now we've got the hull. It has gone on. The dorsal or neck is on. Its spotlights aiming upwards towards the bottom of the saucer, as you can see there. The red and the photon torpedoes. We've also got deflector dish happening right there with the thrusters around it and the orange lighting, which you can see beaming up to the bottom of the hull. That will not be like that once the thrusters, once the thruster cups are put on there, and the two little points on each port are, opened up, and the rest of it's painted over. That's all you'll have. Even with the lights on, you got these spotlights going. Reason being, I had it together, and somebody really wants to talk to me, so what I shall do is pause this. I will be right back. Okay, and I am back. But anyway, as I was saying, I had the engineering hull together, and one of the spotlights around the pylon went out. Matter of fact, I believe it was that one. And I wound up having to rip the whole damn thing apart again, the top off, and replace not only that light, because once I replaced it, it was much brighter than all the rest of them. Had to replace all four of them going around the pylon. So did that, and I got my brightness back. Actually, I think they were dimmer than what they were originally when I would just mock it up, because I painted the backs of them black, and I'm not sure if that was the effect or not, but if that was the reason behind it or not, but I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I put them all up on there, so now you can see those lights beaming around even in the light. That's the amount of light coming out of the kitchen window, but you can still see them. And coming along the bottom, bam, there they are. So I didn't have to touch the ones on the neck, which was great, because I really didn't want to rip that off from the top of the hull. And then we come along here, and as you can see, we've got the spotlights on the bottom of the saucer. And let me tell you, that right there is, I'm really proud of. Got the clover leaf effect on the bottom of the saucer. Let me pull down here. As you can see there, it looks so damn cool, man. It looks so cool. And what makes it even different is this. Deflector dish goes blue, the sides go out, and just that front spot and the rear spot stays on. The rear, of course, you can't see just too much, because it is coming out of three squares back there. It originally is, like two outer squares and like a center circle, but the center circle is like small. And I really just wanted it to be, kind of uniform across there, squared up and everything. I just think that's pretty cool and stuff. So, but that was what I was wanting to have, because watching a motion picture, when the deflector is blue, only the front spot is on and the two sides go out. And before they left dry dock, when it was still still in dry dock, thrusters running and everything, it went, you had the full Clover effect. And that's what I want to have, because I still want to have all those lights on there because it looks so cool. But when you were just floating around in warp and impulse, they were out. So give me both ways of having it seen on screen and stuff. Of course, you play Star Trek Legacy and you got the Clover effect the whole time. It looks cool too, especially in the fact that the lighting stops partway up here. It doesn't fan all the way out to the edge of the saucer, as you're going to get with actual lights coming from the actual points around the planetary sensor dome. So that's what you got to live with. Coming on back, of course. Now, this nacelle that's up here is only half of one, and that was because I wanted to see what it looked like mounted up there and hooked up with this thruster back here on the rudder. And of course, the way I have mine going is when the deflector is in low power, the thrusters are on. But when I cut it into warp and impulse, all of my thrusters go out. They all will go out. And saucer sitting down here, I did have it hooked up at one point and stuff to see the rest of them hooked up, with the saucer, because those LEDs are on there. You've seen those in earlier vids too. So it's the same thing. They cut out at impulse and warp, especially at warp speed. Thrusters are not going to do you very much good at all. So that's what we got on that. Right here, of course, you always have that light, and of course this camera is really washing it out right there especially. But you have that light and it's bathed all the way down there to about here. Then it cuts out. You can really tell it when it's pitch dark. And actually, when it's pitch dark, it actually bathes back in again a little bit back here too. So got quite a bit of light going on. And what I did really with that is kind of interesting. Come along on the inside of here so we can see. I got it close. Now, those are my two blue LED strips, and they're painted blue. Actually, it's the same lighting that I'm using on the inside, lighting the windows, but I just painted them blue with some Testors clear glue. That's all they use, Model Master, if I'm not mistaken. And then, I just have this piece of styrene that's covering over where the clear part would go, so that not all of that light will come out of there, and then I'll just come behind with putty and kind of fill that in so that much light isn't coming out of there, even though I'm gonna have, there'll be a spotlight aiming forward right here and then the other one aiming downward. I don't want that light really impacting too heavily up on the warp grill on the inside, as well as the spotlights too. I'm gonna have to block those as well. So one way or the other, though, it's not going to be done with black paint, because that's what fracked it up to begin with, made it a little bit darker. And I do want the pendants on the side of the engineering hull to be lit very nicely. I want that light to be just like that, being seen in broad daylight, as well as that when it aims forward and gets the back of the saucer right here. So, that being said, much more work will continue on. As we can see here, the old soldering iron is going. It's mainly because the tip is flat, and it makes it easy for me to have solder on it and to singe my wires down, the magnet wires, that's what I'm using, to singe that down. The tip is a little bit difficult for me to do that with, and the point on a fresh solder tip is, it doesn't let me do it as well as it does if it's flat. I actually kind of caved in a little bit, and I put the solder in there. So just those little things that we find we work with and go quite well. Of course, the hot glue gun ready and willing to do its thing in this case, which is gluing the wires down so that they're not moving back and forth and stuff. And the only thing I have to contend with are the joint links will go. Joint links, which you can see right there, is going to be quite a few. We got 4 going into the nacelles. Of course, we have 1 for the thruster, 1 for the main power, which will be this light right here is on no matter what's going on. and for the spotlights. And then there's one for the warp grills, and then one for the strobe back here on the back. So, taking a look at this one more time. Of course, we're going to drop it down here and bam, turn all that on. So cool. Let me take a seat here because I'm lazy. But hey, when you go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, be there all day chasing them behind people, you get a lazy point. So, but this point right here, I'm going to continue working on this model feverishly, because I do want warp nacelles on this ship, hopefully by the weekend. Both of them. The one, of course, is the experiment. The second one, of course, is just the copy. And the cleanup, too, actually. But yeah, we continue on. Go forth working on this model. Those of you out there building models, do please keep on building them. If you're not, pick up one and get started. And I will see you guys, hopefully, with some warp engines on this ship. Take care, guys. And if I don't talk to you before then, which in case I more than likely won't, those of you here in the USA, happy 4th of July. Pop plenty of fireworks, watch plenty of fireworks, be safe, be careful, eat loads of barbecue. I know I'm going to. Yes, I am. I'm going to play with fire for half a day. It's going to be fun after I get up from work. Yeah, right. Got to work on that day. Yay. But that's how you pay bills. That and these. Later, guys.